we're going to be focusing this week on recall. Recall is when we use our word come or another word that means stop what you're doing and run with speed and enthusiasm. And those are really keys that I'm trying to hammer home. When you hear that word, that means, again, you drop what you're doing and you run to me as fast as possible. And ultimately you sit in front of me and you wait to either get another cue or be told you're finished. So I don't advocate using the word come for quite some time. We build a foundation. We have what we call those foundation skills, like name game, like touch. Those are things we build the foundation for, so that when we start to introduce the word come, that dog already knows sort of what to expect. They already know that when they hear their name and they run over, it's rewarding, it's valuable. And so by the time we start adding that word come, we have what we call a very low failure rate. And what that means is we really want to have almost 100% success when that dog hears the word come. It's super important. And a lot of people start using that word from day one, and the puppy has no idea what to do. So they start hearing that word come and they're not pairing it with the right behavior, which is speed and enthusiasm coming in. Hi, Fletcher! Hello! So we hold off on that for a little while until, again, we've kind of built the right foundation. So let me get to some of the don'ts, because those are equally as important when we're training recall. What we don't want to do is ever in the training process, and how long does that take? How long till we have a perfect recall? I can't give you a number. It really depends on that dog's temperament, how much we practice, what you're offering as rewards when they come in. I'm going to give you a lot of guidelines for that. But let's talk about making sure. Fletcher, hey! Hi, you're just in the planter for my lime tree. I don't know, checking it out. Just actually physically, it's a pretty big planter. Inside of it, probably smells like really good stuff in there. So we really want to make sure that when we do utilize that word come, in fact, that was a perfect example. I could have said, Fletcher, come. But I wasn't 100% sure what the outcome was going to be. How invested was Fletcher just then in being in that lime tree planter? I think he was pretty invested. So I didn't say Fletcher come. I said Fletcher, ba, 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 ba. Made lots of little kissy noises, and then I was trying to see if I had some treats in here. And then made sure that I got the right response. And at that point, as he was on his way, I could have added my recall word. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we want to make sure, number one rules, that when you use the word come, you're almost 90% to 95% sure that you're going to get the appropriate response, coming in with speed and enthusiasm. Otherwise, I'm going to do something else, like clap my hands, make a kissy noise, try my hand targeting, something like that. I am going to make sure that when I use the word come, that my rewards are better than anything the dog gets for anything else. I have a separate stash of stuff that I use when I'm practicing come that my dog thinks is phenomenal. So we'll get to that again in our practice session. I want to make sure that when, even after, let's say the dog comes in, I use the word come, he does the right thing, he gets his special rewards, that what follows 2 or 3 steps later, there's no way my dog can construe as not great. Meaning, I call him in, he gets his treats, and then I put him in his crate for the day or a couple hours. We're at the dog park. He's having the best time of his life. I use my word come, he does this great thing, I give him a couple treats, but then I hook up his leash and we leave the park. Think about multiple steps after the dog gets to you, and what does that mean for the dog? I want to make sure that right now, when I'm teaching, when I'm in that learning phase, that everything for that dog ends up being amazing. And so those are kind of my number ones for right now. And then we're going to get into ways to practice this in. And we kind of go out into places where we normally haven't been. Up the driveway. There's all kinds of birds and deer and all that kind of stuff. So when we get out into those places, normally it's like, oh my gosh, it's a free-for-all. We've never practiced out here, and there's deer poop, and there's gophers, and there's turkeys. It's so hard, but they're doing really well in that environment, and we just have to keep practicing. You know, I would really recommend going out with a long line or double up leashes. You know, let your puppy sniff around and feel some freedom of going out in your neighborhood. Drop the leash, work on recalls, so that it's not like this foreign concept if the dog gets out your gate by accident. Remember, running away from your dog is way more efficient than trying to chase them if they aren't coming to you when you call them, especially when they get into a place where there's just a really high level of distraction. The other thing that you can practice is trying the touch game, because that really is an excellent tool as well to try to get your dog closer to you. Rosie, you can go over there. Oh. Fletcher. We are here on our second installment about recall today, and I'm going to be sort of out and about in the yard and showing you some of the techniques that we use when we're practicing, really trying to hammer home the muscle memory for recall. So what does that mean? What does muscle memory mean? It means that when your dog hears come, they don't even stop and weigh their options. They don't go, should I continue like sniffing this really yummy thing in the yard? They just boom, they hit the deck. Hi, I didn't even see you there. You're just waiting. So we're gonna kind of go out and about, and I'm gonna wait till the puppies are distracted and into things. But again, I'm shooting for that really high success rate of maybe 90 to 95%. And how am I going to make sure that I hit that target? I am going to always use my name game first, so I'm going to get that dog's attention. Most of them are going to start moving towards me the minute they hear their name. If we've practiced name game enough, that's what happens. And then I'm going to add my recall word, come. Sometimes I'll do other things to really encourage that speed, like running away from the dog. So let's see how this pans out. So let's go, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's go back. Oh, no. They're so smart. They know what we're going to do. They all know when we're getting ready to practice something. Rosie, come. Yes. I can do my collar grab when the dog gets to me. And what do I have for treats today? I have some hot dogs. I've got some roast chicken. I am picking the absolute best things I can think of to reward these dogs, so they are so amped up about practicing coming when called. So let's say I can't get the dog away from me once they discover I have these amazing things like hot dogs and roast chicken. Then I can do what we call a treat toss. But now they're kind of out and about, so I'm gonna take a little potty break. So I'm gonna wait and see if I can call. Fletcher, come! Yes, over here. Good. So a treat toss is when I take a treat, like something that's not as good as what I have, like just a piece of kibble, and I toss it to get the dog to run away from me. This creates a really fun game. It's super hard to do in a yard. I'm gonna come down to the deck and demo this. Come on, guys. All right, so I've got a piece of kibble. I'm gonna toss it. Ready? I'm gonna go find it. Ready? Ready? No, over here. Let's go. Go find it. Fletcher, go find it. Oh my gosh, Fletcher. Fletcher, go. There we go. And then I'm gonna run away. Fletcher, come. Yes. And we're gonna do it again. Ready? Fletcher. Fletcher, ready? Go find that. There we go. practicing is to really, again, create that super fun environment. When I toss those treats, it's amping the dogs up. They get to chase something, and then when they go find that treat, I use my word come, and I run in the opposite direction, which again creates more of a fun game for them to chase me. And then I make sure when they get to me, they get the yummiest treats they could possibly even think of. What I do not want to do is hold treats out as I call the dog. I don't want to do this. Let's see, we did a treat toss. Go find that. I don't want to do this. Rosie, come. Okay, that's going to train a dog to decide, do they see something? It's basically a bribe, okay? So there's a big difference between a bribe and a reward. A bribe is that the dog has to see something in order to want to make the right decision. Being so cute. And a reward is I've done the correct thing, and then the good thing happens after they've performed the behavior. So you want to make sure that you're never in a scenario when you're practicing recall where you're using treats as bribes. That would be coming out and shaking a can of, or a bag of dog treats and then calling your dog. When we're practicing, we want to make sure that we're really utilizing different strategies to get the dog to come. Let's say I said their name and nobody even looked at me, okay? Then I might try, because they're super distracted, then I might try something like using a yes, come! So I might do something like that, a pup pup in a really high-pitched voice will almost get any dog to stop what they're doing and figure out what I'm looking for. And once the dog starts moving, I can add my come. So that would be like sort of a safety mechanism if I tried to use their name first and they didn't even look at me. The other thing I could do is could always add a hand target. Touch, touch. Yes, everybody's so good at that. Hand targeting is a fine tool to get your dog closer to you. We have lots of tools at our disposal. I just want to make sure that you're thinking about all the different ways you can get your dog closer to you. But again, when we're really trying to reinforce that word, we want to hear that word come when the dog's already made that choice to start moving towards you. So practice that a ton over the next couple weeks and you will see, and again, with those fabulous rewards, you're going to really see a payoff. So congrats on finishing your week here with no bones about it. And for both of these guys, their training program is coming to an end and we've had so much fun. It's hard to believe they're finishing up, but I know we're going to see them both around here a lot this summer. All right, take care. Bye. We are here on Fletcher. Yes, good buddy. Oh, such a good boy. We're here on Fletcher's last day of puppy day school, and we are practicing kind of our out and about skills, leash walking. We've been working on our recall. We've been working on sit and let other dogs pass and people. He's been doing so great. I'm so proud of him. Now he's just sitting chewing on a little stick. Hi, buddy. He's doing great.